I am feeling under the weather, so I may have to cut this short. I'm sucking down cough drops. But yesterday, I decided to go, and I was like, as soon as I got to Charlotte, I was like only 10 miles, 10 miles from home. I was like, I'm not going to make it. And I kept pressing on and rolled down the window a little bit, even though it was like 50 degrees outside. But the fresh air stimulating my brain or whatever, it helped me make it all the way down there. And back. I got there and back. It was thankful. So yesterday, I didn't even stop. Usually I have to stop. But I stopped Roses and went really quickly. I got one of those robes and some more around the house pants from Roses. Not much else at Roses. Oh, I think I got. Oh yeah, I got some M&Ms just to have a little bit of something to eat, so I wouldn't have to feel hungry or hangry while looking at comics. And then I quickly went over to Goodwill's. Nothing there. Then I drove on down just a few more miles. It was like, it's basically the next stop to Player's Choice. Now, these are not the comics from Player's Choice, and I got a lot more in this box beside me. If I put them here, the stack would be up to the camera, and you won't be able to see anything. So we're going to go in chunks for those people who are actually joining me now, or will watch this later. Went to Player's Choice. Then I went to McDonald's because I was hangry. I was hungry. And then I went over to Super Deals, and I didn't think I was going to get that many comics. I got 68 comics for a total with tax, 20% off with my coupon, $118 flat. It was like 9% tax in Myrtle Beach. So if you go to Myrtle Beach, they got 9% tax on stuff, 10% tax on food. Now, if you just cross the line up here, we only got 6.75% on stuff and like 2% on food, but not fast food. I think fast food is like 7%. I don't know. I just know I try to hold out, but I can't. And plus, their prices are a little bit more. Like I got a, what was it? I always like to get the Daily Double. It's normally like $3.29 here. It was like $3.59 or something there. It was like 30 cents more. I was like, oh. But I did find out I got a kids meal, which it didn't come with any kids, thankfully, because I didn't want to have to hear them screaming. But I got a Happy Meal. It didn't make me too happy. I haven't opened the toy yet, but you can upsize the drink for like 70 cents more. I had never known that. I always got like the chocolate milk and another drink if I really wanted a big drink. And I need to replace my cup because I get a cup every week at McDonald's. I kind of just use it all week. Maybe that's why I'm still sick. I'm still fighting this thing. But I'm just giving some background information. So it was $118 for 68 comic books. Comes out to be $1.74 each. Now, normally they're $1.99 each. If I paid the cover prices, I always put in my computer on my Excel program, I put the cover prices, which I don't even know where the one on this is. Like, that's $1.95. I put the cover prices, and if I paid cover price for these, it'd be $162.53 before tax. So I saved from just, I know what you're thinking. That's not that big of a difference. It's only like $40 difference or something, but $1.20, $1.60, whatever. It's only about $40 difference. But, I don't know. I as long as, I don't know, the older it is, the cheaper the comic book is, because it's like going, well, not cheaper, but the lower the dollar amount is. So that's kind of an unfair thing to say. $2 is a little high for a dollar bin comic. Now, I got this one because it looked very interesting. I don't know anything about dynamic forces, but this is around, oh, and this also is interesting. It comes with a certificate of authenticity. That this number 3 is a DF exclusive alternate cover. Nikolai, I don't know what the name is right there, but whatever that is. I got official number 2050. Yeah, that's a good year. Dynamic Forces, I think this is a 1998 comic, but I think the art's pretty good looking on the front cover. I haven't even opened it yet. It's got a little sticker here. I'm afraid, what if I open it? I will break the seal. Oh no. I don't want to see what the artist. Oh, there's a bub comic. That was not something I saw because they don't care if you open them, I guess. But one more thing. When I comic books when I got home, there was another comic book in the bag behind it. And I was like, oh man, I got to take it back because I'm not going to drive all the way down there to take it back, but I will take it back to them and let them know because I do not want to anything that I did not pay for. That's not fair. That's really good. I like that. It looks like a G.I. Joe Sigma 6 figure. The action figures, the body proportions, that very anime looking. Sigma 6 came out about 7 years after this comic book. It's that whole 90s artwork that I really liked a lot. So I thought it was pretty cool looking. Plus it had a certificate in the back of it. So I'm like, ooh, it's something special. All right. So there we go. That was something I thought was interesting. I finally got all 3 issues of this. I got number 1, The Heart of Darkness. I love the Green Lantern comics in the 90s especially. And Sentinels. We got Green Lantern and Sentinel. Now, from my understanding, the Sentinel was not technically a Green Lantern during this time, like part of the Green Lantern Corps. He had mystical powers instead. And I also do have number 3. But I don't know. After they keep changing his origins. Of course, this was the original Green Lantern. He didn't belong to a Green Lantern Corps. Is that a cat meowing? I think I'm getting a fever again. Now, this comic book I got because Entity, it just looks very interesting. These secondary market comics from around 1995, they always intrigue me. I thought this was an artist that I knew, but when I was putting it on the computer, nothing rang a bell. This is actually the 2nd volume. The first one was in a different company that started with an E. All right. I'm trying to get the Generation X comics, but when it gets toward the end, these look very not appealing to me. But by the time I finally get to read these, maybe they will be. I don't know. The Generation X of the early years were pretty good. All right, I double bagged some of them because not all the comic books they have come with bags. So whenever I see like a number 1, 2, I put them back to back like I did Green Lanterns. Not in the store. When I get home, I just got finished putting all these on my computer last night and this morning. And this one looks really interesting. I got 3 issues. It's called Dr. Tomorrow, and this is the Glory War from 1942. Now, when I looked online to look it up, Mike's Amazing Comics, whatever, he didn't have this one. He has the newer one, which I do have some of those too. Nazi XO, make war no more. But I found this on Comic Vine, some more information on Comic Vine. And on Comic Vine, it almost shows like it goes from this is World War II era, and it goes up into like the future. Now the newer ones that were made look a whole lot like anime. But this looks very much like Jack Kirby kind of stuff, or stuff from the early 60s, looking like it's meant to be that back then. This is the Cold Warrior, so I guess this is maybe he's traveling through time, like he's going from World War II era, the Glory War, 1942 to 1945. This is issue number 3. Issue number 4 looks way more modern, like he's looking like he's like Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers. But it looks like it's also kind of set in the 50s with the big old, machines with the big old, it just looks very 50s. And then we get to this, which looks more like Speed Racer looking. And it's even got time periods on some of it. Like this is the Cold Warrior, which we know what the Cold War was. And then number 5, he's now in 1951 to 1957. So I guess Dr. Tamar, maybe he's like, he never ages. I don't know. I'm really curious about these. They look really fascinating. This one is also a one and done comic. It was not on Mike's, but it was on Comic Vine. HMS Conqueror in 4 complete adventures. Well, they better be in this one comic because there's no more issues. This is a one and done. I like finding stuff like this because it's rare. It's not okay. So people think because something's rare, it's valuable. That's not true. If it's rare, it doesn't mean it's valuable. Like this, nobody wants this. I do because I like rare things. It's a black and white. It's like an indies from the 80s. It's got very much like it's been typewritten in. Like this was done before computers, it feels like. 1987. So new in 1987. So this is an 80s, indies from the 80s. The paper feels kind of bumpy, like it's glow in the dark paper, but I don't think it is. I think the cat's on the roof. I think that's what I'm hearing. She gets up like on the building right there. She goes from the porch or the patio back in the back to the building, right over to the house. And I think she just jumped on the house. That's probably what I heard earlier. She's probably trying to get my attention just to say, Daddy, look at me. No, man, no. Doesn't he look like somebody from the 80s, like a heavy metal star? Or not heavy metal, like a hair band? This is a 1992 comic book. But Nomad looks like, oh, halfway there, oh, living on a prayer. He definitely has that whole early 90s, late 80s look. Like he is trying to appeal to the rockers. I think this is the one that in the back of it was another comic, and it was hard to tell because there's no backboard. So she didn't count it. I didn't count it. I didn't notice it at all. And it wasn't a comic I'd want. So it was like a Valiant comic. I don't remember. I stuck it in there because I'm not going to consider it part of these. All right. So Metarog likes this comic book called Deathlock. This is volume 2. And I've been trying to get a few of them just to see if I would like them too. It's got Doombusters, guest starring the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and more. So this is number 5. And I did get some at the other comic book shop too, the Player's Choice, which is, of course, my primary choice. They're cheaper there too. They're like $12 or $10. Deathlock Disarmed. Oh, I get it. Disarmed. Number 24. It's got lots of cracks and creases, which means it was loved. When you get a comic book that's perfect, you're like, nah, nobody wanted this comic. It was something that was left over in the back of the store. But you could tell this one was read and this one was loved. There's a crease right there. There's lots of cracks right there. And then I got special number 2. I thought special would be like an annual. It turns out that there is a 4-issue limited series, like it says at the top, that I didn't read. That's fine. I'm still going to get it. That looks like he's got Iron Man's armor on with Human Torch's fire. I don't know. But it actually is special 1 through 4. So it is a 4-issue series. I am expecting the mailman finally today. Oh, and I finally got number 5. I had the first 4 issues of this. I freaking love John Byrne's art. His art, you can tell that he drew, like this looks like Raj 2000 right there. It's beautiful. Look at that cover. It's a little too much on the Iron Man side over here, but you know, I'm trying to figure out why he's got blue over here. I like to look at the slight differences. The belt buckle, the Iron Man symbol on the chest. But blue steel. Wonder if this is like a callback to the All-Star Squadron. Because there was a robot man on there. But totally different one. I had no idea that Hawk and Dove were in the New 52. I found number 1. I was like, sure. It's Rob Liefeld. Oh my gosh. Well, they got feet on them. But his chest isn't big enough. That's not Rob Liefeld. And hers is spread out. Anyway. Yeah, you can definitely tell that's Rob Liefeld's art right there. I tried to do this. I sit there and stared at this thing, and I could not get it to pop out at me. The only thing I could think is it's actually just her body in contortion. Like I could see her body, like her butt popping out here, her, you know, and her legs like twisted. But that's all I can see. I was figuring it'd be something different, but I mean, you know, not very creative. You're just going to make it what we can mentally fill in the blanks there without having to have that. Oh well. I mean, it's something that I've not seen another comic book do. This isn't all, so if you're thinking, oh, it's almost over, it's not. We got a lot more here. Blaze, 2 of 4 from the Legacy of Blood. I don't know much about Blaze, but it's interesting. It's something from the 90s, I'm pretty sure. This one's Midnight Suns, so I don't know when Midnight Suns ran, but I feel like it was like a post 2000. Ultimate X-Men, they went all the way up to issue 100. I don't only have like the first 50 or so issues, but here we got Masked Marvel backup story inside. Wait a minute. All right, so there is a Masked Marvel in the Marvel's Strike Force right now. Did the cat get up here when I wasn't looking? Because there's cat on the back of this. And I'm like, I don't know who Masked Marvel is. I never heard of him, and I just now saw that. Okay, if that's him, that is not like the Masked Marvel in the comic book game. Sorry, I'm eating cough drops. Masked Marvel stops robbery. Well, in the comic book, or in the video game, he looks nothing like this at all. He's wearing blue for one thing. And he's African American for another thing. Oh well, just wondering. I couldn't figure out who this was. Now I was kind of looked through it a little bit because this one didn't come in a bag. And I was like, I do like this comic. I haven't read this far into it. I only read the first 12 issues and they were great. Can't quite figure out who he is, but he looks like he's about to piss off Cyclops. Oh, I was about to say, the Hulk, this is not a 70s comic. It's on DVD, okay. I don't know. Not sure who that is. I mean, I recognize the rest of the people in there. And I guess that's Rachel. Of course, we got Bobby. I'm guessing that's Cat, but I'm not 100% sure. Definitely Storm, Cyclops, Rogue. Maybe it's Gambit. Maybe this is his ultimate version of Gambit. The eyes kind of do give that Gambit look to him, but the hair is not what I'm used to seeing Gambit look like, but it is short and kind of wispy. Since that's Rogue, it made me think maybe that's Gambit. Who knows? We'll find out. He's not flicking cards, though. But I will find out eventually. All right, today's a good day to read comic books. It's cold. It's nice and sunny outside, but I tried to go outside, and it's like, ugh. All right, Spy Boy Young Justice #2. I think this is a 3 or 4 issue series. I liked Young Justice back in the day. I thought it was a fun comic. That is fun nowadays, but anyway. The Justice League, now this is one of the newer comics. It's from 2017. But I love me some Justice League, even though they've gotten... It's weird to see that, I know Cyborg became a major prominent character during the New 52, but now they got Simon Baz in there instead of the Green Lanterns we all know. Yeah, I know his name. I think that's his name at least. I don't know much about him though. I have read like the first 5 or 6 issues of this series. It's not bad. It's pretty good actually. This one intrigues me. I was like, this is volume 3 from whenever they came back from I call it the Image Comics version of the Fantastic Four, or the Marvel Image crossover almost. This is the number 47 after they returned. So this was on 2001, 2002, somewhere down there. But in the Ultimate numbering system, it's 476. I think they went over at 411 or something like that. But this is really strange. It's like, they look like the amalgam version of the Fantastic Four / what were they called? The Conquerors of... something. Conquerors of the Unknown or something, or Conquerors of the Fantastic is what the amalgam was. This looks a lot like it for some reason. I thought, yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm very much intrigued. I do love the Fantastic Four. Stan Lee's Just Imagine was very fun to read, the few I've read, and I'm glad to grab the Heroes, Files, and Origins. It's not just like a who's who. It's actually got stories in them. The Files and Origins I've seen. So that'll be a good, fun little read. And then, Who's Who's. Now, I had every one of these back in high school. And then when the internet came around and people said, oh, you should try with this Wikipedia thing. I was like, yeah, I can get rid of these now. What an idiot. Why did I get rid of these? This is so much better than having Wikipedia. So I'm trying to re-get those, and it's probably going to be impossible. Grew. Who does not love Grew? I grew up with Grew. Fun stuff. Now I have number 13 of Supergirl, and I'm not a big Supergirl fan, but it has this guy named Power Boy or Power Man or something. It's her new boyfriend. He's on the front cover with her. It looks like he turned traitor in just 2 issues. He's got the little boob windows, so I'm like, is he Power Girl boy version of her from an alternate universe? It's almost like it's Power Girl's brother or something. I don't know. It's really strange. I haven't read number 13 yet, but now I got that one, and I guess I need to read number 14. JLA. When you can get lower issues of these, it's great, because I can always find the 100-plus issues, like the 121, 122, those issues. So I finally got number 30. I'm trying to get all of those. They look really fun to read. So that's the Justice Society of America on the front cover. And they had their own comic about that time, too. Actually, I think right after that, they started their own comics. So maybe this is their introduction. And that's their Wonder Woman, which I think they now made it into, like, that's the Hippolyta. I don't know. They've changed a lot since they had to incorporate all the worlds into one. This is a thickie right here. It is the Tech War Chronicles. There's only 2 of these, and I think they're trade paperbacks from what I gather. It's hard to explain. I mean, it's like when I looked them up, it didn't have it on Mikey's, but it did have it on Comic Vine. And there's not much on there about it, so I'm not sure if this is a trade paperback. It's $15.95. So this one right here was probably what poked it over the amount that I paid. Like, I mean, I only paid $1.74 for this, but I'm just saying the original price value. This was originally $15.99. Trying to see if it says originally presented in issues 1 through. That looked like a splash page for a beginning. Sometimes you can tell from just one of the pages, like it's an intro. Like this looks like a chapter 2. That looks like it's the cover of, like, say, issue number 2. Chapter 3. That could be the cover for issue number 3. And I kind of remember that one whenever I was going through and looking for this information. But the non-trade paperback has a slightly different name. It's like Tech War. It doesn't have William Shatner Presents on it. Now, I've read some Supremes back in the day. I never read The Legend of the Supremes. I was like, this looks like it's more of a origin issue. It's like he's very much got the Captain America thing going on here. Not quite sure, but looked like it was something interesting enough to read. I got the impression from reading Kid Supreme that he was an alien superhero that came to Earth, but I don't know now. I'm not quite 100% sure anymore. I haven't read in a long, long time. In Dr. Zero, there's only about 8 issues of this series, but the artwork on that says you don't want to read it, but the mystery behind it makes me want to read it. Back in the day when I saw comic books like this, it made me a little bit depressed because it was always like, there's probably some very depressed person who wrote these. At least that's what I always felt like. Who's that girl that everybody likes that she's always very white? Not the one that, she's very gothic-y. I think her name is Death. Anyway, and it's not Lady Death, not the one that's wearing a bikini. I'm glad to find Excalibur comics I don't have. So we got Psylocke versus, and this one was without the plastic cover. And then we got another Excalibur. I thought I had this one before, but I'm trying to get all the Excaliburs. I'm getting close to it. Sorry, I'm a little bit chilled today because I'm not feeling too well. I pushed myself yesterday. I felt pretty good after yesterday, but then it just more wiped me out. This is a 5-issue limited series. I had this, and I figured I'd never read it, so I gave it to a friend. So I don't want to ask him for the comic books back. I'll just go ahead and re-get them. The New Warriors, Star Thief. So lower issues of these are kind of hard to get. It's weird to see him in this outfit. It's like he went to this outfit, but then he went back to his usual outfit. I'm not quite 100% sure if I know exactly who he is. Like, I know who Nova is, but this one seems different. And I did read Nova in the 90s. That felt different too. I loved Dreadstar when I was a kid. It was a really cool alien series. And I was glad to see a G.I. Joe Scarlet in the issues. And the Catman's cool. Oh, and if you get Dreadstar in company, I'm pretty sure they're exact reprints of these. At least they feel like it. There may be little pieces that are making it more PG or G rated as opposed to what Epic aimed for. Epic aimed for a more mature audience. So Dreadstar and Company may have been their toned down series. I don't know. I didn't see anything different from the two that I noticed that they are the same issue. Different covers, same issue though. Ray, why are you killing Lobo? Well, you really can't kill Lobo, literally. And if you try to kill Lobo, you'll probably end up making more Lobos. So we got Justice League of America. Oh, didn't I have another one? Oh, no, it was Justice League. So, Justice League of America number 6. I've read this one, actually. I read the first 5 or 6 issues of that. I always read the first 3 issues of New Things to give it a chance. I haven't read this one yet. The series didn't go that long. It seems like it only went to about 2 or 3 years. Ray versus Ryan. I know who Ray Palmer is, but who's Ryan? I don't know. Says there's a little thing down here. I don't know what it means. I paid $2 for this, basically $1.74, and all it is just a thing that came free in it seems like, from what I gathered, this came free inside of a Wizard comic. See, Wizard, your magazine that comes with little free things. Oh well. All it is just a little artwork in there. It tells you who's and what. I thought I had these before, but according to my list, I've never had any Earth comics, which is strange because I could have sworn I had these. Maybe there's a similar series that sounds like Earth. Or maybe there's a volume 2 or something. But this is an artist that, is it Neil Adams or John? No, it's not John Byrne. Pencils, actually, are Trevor Von Eden. I could have sworn it was Neil Adams or somebody else. See, the one I'm thinking of, and maybe it's a totally different thing that's similar to this, but it's definitely done by some famous artist that he was just taking a break from Marvel or DC or whatever. The Flash from the New 52. Oh, wait. Oops, did I put this in the wrong thing? Well, when I scanned the thing, it put on the right thing, but on my computer, I put on the wrong thing. No, okay. I'm thinking of the Rebirth series. I haven't read any of the Flashes from the New 52. Are they good? I'm talking to myself. I thought somebody was here. Here's another Gru comic, but this is not on anything like as far as well, it's on the Comic Vine. It's not on the Mike's Amazing Comic World. So it must be very obscure. But I got number 3 out of 4 issues. Got more coming. Got another 24 issues. I'm going to buy about a handful at a time. All right, Hawk and Dove, number 20. I've almost got all of them, so to find any of those that I'm missing is good. We Are Toys instead of Toys R Us. Season's greetings. Every time I see this cover, I think of that Gabrielle Clemma video. I am a woman on a mission. Whoa, because that looks like our backup dancers. So beautiful, so deadly. So we got The Shadow Strikes. This is a much later issue of New Warriors, and I had read one the other day, and I had no idea what was going on, because I thought I got him mixed up with him. Anyway, it was very confusing. They obviously changed a lot of hints, and this series only went for 10 issues. I just found number 10. I was like, yeah, I might as well. Don't miss the final issue of Speedball, The Masked Marvel. Usually those last issues are just as hard to get as issues number 1, sometimes even harder. I had both of these at one time, numbers 1 and 2. So instead of getting it back, I'll just go ahead and get some new ones. Robin, number 20. I've read a lot of Robin, but I don't think I've read this far up into Robin. I remember reading when he got his car. That was around this is 1995, so it was in the 90s. Whenever he got his car, I definitely was reading the first few issues after he got his car. The red and yellow vehicle. I had this issue when I was a kid. I remember it very clearly, but I'm like, wow, I don't know what happened to Plus Power Girl. I want to go back and read it again from an adult perspective. Well, I guess I was an adult in 88, but anyway, technically, but let's be honest, men's brains, our brains don't become adults until we're 27. 27 is about a real adult age. So, Action Comics Weekly, when they stopped being Superman centered, had Green Lantern, Wild Dog, Secret Six, Deadman, and at the very bottom there, Superman. So why did they do this? They did Action Comics Weekly. What was the reason for that? Does anybody actually know? I could probably look it up, but I always like to get other people's viewpoints. Were they just tired of Superman? Was this after... I mean, if he died, I can understand them going to something like this. This was 1988, according to that. I don't know. They had another one, too, that I already had. It was a one Green Lantern on the cover. Night Force. I thought I had some of these. I have absolutely none of these. It looks like Night Shadows, or that thing that everybody talks about in the 70s I've never seen. And I know somebody who likes Animal Man a lot, but the reason I particularly picked this one is it had War of the Gods. It was number 17 of that series. Ultimates, annual number 2. So I don't know if Ultimates are going to be as good as the Ultimate Comics, but we'll see. It's an annual, so it should be self-contained. Let me just go ahead and grab all the rest of them. It's a little bit of a handful. If I get this many, normally the middle, it's like a sandwich. The middle comes out and I'm holding onto the bread. So we got Damage Control, which looks pretty funny, actually. I need number 1 of this before I start touching the reading of it. But we got JLA Elseworlds, the Secret Society of Superheroes. Is it on an alternate universe where they're all bad guys? Because they all look kind of like they're... they don't look like happy people. Yeah, Robin. I'm not sure who that is. We got Reverse Flash and Flash. We got Wonder Woman. Straight hair. Green Lantern. It looks more like Sinestro, really. That cone back here. We got probably the Atom, and I'm guessing Superman with the big old something. Yeah, but I want to get number 1 so I can read these two together. Good. Now this kind of looks like it has been really loved. Look at all those wrinkles and yeah, you could tell that this thing has been beat to heck. Marvel Adventures. I think this is their attempt to get younger readers on board. I'm not 100% sure because it seems like Robert. Well, it's not saying Robert. Marvel Adventures is like that kind of thing. Fantastic Four number 49 for the Ultimate series. They only went up to like 60 issues, so I swear I thought I had this when I saw this, and I looked on my thing and I'm like, it doesn't have it on my CLZ app. I swear I have this one. This one baffles me because it's like, in my mind, I feel like I already have this one, but it could be another series that just looks at, you know, how these 90s comics that everybody was making at the time all look the same. It probably looks like another Image comic knockoff. But Rick Leach, when I looked it up on Comic Vine, this is the only thing he's ever done. And I think there's only 6 issues in this series, and he only did 5 of them. So, That artwork looks extremely familiar. It looks like Badger's art, like the Badger comic. I, I don't know. It just looks very familiar. And then we got Teen Titans Spotlight. We got Magenta. It must have been more than 30 minutes. My butt started to hurt. Yep, it's been more than 30 minutes. I'm like, man, I can't sit down this long. And then we got Forceworks. Intro to Ember, protector of Slarena, destroyer of Forceworks. I think I was getting this mixed up with the other one, the Fantastic Force is the one I want to read. Fantastic Force looks more interesting than this to me. Forceworks. It's got the one Spider-Woman in it, so that would be at least something worth reading it over. I love the series. That the only thing modern I like is right before Superboy grew up. And in my mind canon is, okay, if I'm going to accept anything new, whatever he grew up, that's actually not him. This is a plant, like a clone sent back. And the real Superboy is still trapped over there for whatever reasons we don't know. But the real Superboy, it didn't age up. He's still over there. They sent a clone out. And that's what's happening. So I just cannot accept the aged up Superboy. This was so much more fun. It was a really good series. I'm not sure about this particular one. This was written by Jurgens, but the stuff that Tomasi wrote, fantastic. And the New 52 Superboy. I haven't really read any yet, but I love this uniform. I have an action figure of this because it just looks so freaking cool. And the only other times that you see action figures of this, it's usually Superman with the same outfit, but there's no real reason for him to have that. This was the New 52 Superboy outfit. And it's really cool. They went for that really Tron look with him and the Ravagers. I think the people who did New 52 were like, let's do Tron. Everything looked like Tron. But I like it. I'm just saying. Speaking of Super Sons, Superboy, this is the good stuff right here. Tomasi, fantastic. Love his stuff. And then we got Stormwatch. I'm really appreciating the 90s more now. Back then I thought it was such a big, like I do modern comics. It's like it's just they're just phoning it in. They're just trying to make a buck. But compared to nowadays, 90s is a masterpiece. That is the weirdest looking ship. So we got Star Trek Deep Space Nine number 20 and number 13. I had this before, but I gave it to my friend Michael because I figure I'll never find them all, so what's the point? So I gave him all the Star Trek stuff that I like, the modern stuff. It says this is what confuses me. It's number 1, but it's part 2 of 4. I couldn't find this on anything. The closest I can find this to, and this is why it's very confusing me, is on Comic Vine. There's only 2 issues of this. This one's 2 of 4. What's first of 4? That's so confusing when you do this. We got Adventures in Wild Space, Spelljammers. Am I still on? Usually somebody would join me by now. We got Spelljammer and Spellbound. It's like DC and Marvel Magic comics. Oh, I like the paper. It's not that plastic crap. This is more like the Baxter paper. And then Journey into Mystery, The Lost Gods. The Return of Red Norval. I wonder if he's going to have popcorn. Oh, that's Orville. Anyway. Well, y'all have a great day. I'm going to go try to rest again. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm trying to also find my glue because you have to glue this in. If you just put it back, if you put it on there and you try to lift it, it becomes like this. And then it falls down into the cavity. So you have to glue this all the way in. And it doesn't matter if it's that color because it completely covers it like that. So I need to do that so I can have another alien for my Super Joe team. That's the projects I'm working on. All right, we all stay good. Stay safe from all the sickness going around. And don't do like me and try to. I gotta exercise it off. Like, I used to be young, billions of years ago, and I would pump some orange juice in me, go to sleep early, and the next day I'd be feeling just right as rain. I'd be running around doing whatever I got to do. I can't do that anymore. That was my way of getting rid of sickness back then, was to exercise it off. I mean, it does the opposite to me now. It wipes me out. So this is that Batman that comes with Brainiac. Just looking at that weird articulation. He's got the swivel right there. Okay, it does straighten out. I was about to say, it doesn't straighten out too far because that thing bumps it. But he's pretty articulated for something that small. I didn't think he was going to be articulated. I think it was going to be like a brick with arms that swiveled, and that was about it. Of course, Batman doesn't come out of that like he does in the slightly bigger one. This one, I have the mech suit one that when it comes out, you just pop it down. And then I got the really big 12-inch one that's completely like he's inside the chest somewhere. But I think they're trying to play it as that's him. Like, he's 12 inches tall. I like to pretend like it's just a really giant mech. Like, he's got 3 different mech sizes. All right. I'm going to go take a rest. Y'all have a great day.